Welcome to Rich's era. Suffrage challenges unfolded on Tuesday as voters across the country cast their ballots in midterm elections. Before we continue, please support us by clicking on the subscription button and turn on the notification bell for more updates. More painful court battles are expected in the coming days, which could increase the time it takes for votes to be counted at some races. Ahead of Tuesday's election, more than 100 lawsuits were filed targeting rules on things like absentee voting, voting machines, and access by partisan election observers. Refuse to accept defeat or question the electoral process when there is no evidence of fraud. The spate of election cases follows Republican Donald Trump's unsuccessful efforts to get the courts to overturn his 2020 loss to Democrat Joe Biden. Trump and his Republican allies filed about 60 lawsuits against the election, which were flatly denied by the U.S. presidential-appointed court by the leaders of both parties. Here's a look at legal challenges in some states. In Texas, a federal judge in Texas banned volunteers and poll workers at a polling station in a predominantly black neighborhood from asking voters to recite their address publicly before allowing them to vote in the midterm elections. Monday night's order came after the NAACP's Beaumont chapter and voter Jessica Day sued alleging black voters were harassed and intimidated during early voting at the John Paul Davis Community Center poll place where 90% of voters are black. District Judge Michael Trunkale also prohibited workers and volunteers from following voters as they voted. Non-black voters, and the judge's order also prohibited this activity. Beaumont is a city of about 112,000 near the Louisiana border, about 80 miles east of Houston. Joe Biden at 48.6. Fetterman's legal action followed a Supreme Court ruling that said ballots could not be counted and another over the weekend, clarifying what constituted an incorrect date. Election officials across the state arguing that discarding ballots that do not have the correct date on the envelope violates a U.S. requirement. In Philadelphia, voters who had missing or incorrect dates on their absentee ballots could submit replacement ballots at City Hall or provisionally vote in their regular voting districts on Tuesday. It is unclear how many ballots will be affected by the decision nationwide, but election officials counted thousands in Philadelphia and Allegheny County, which includes Pittsburgh. And Republican Mehmet Oz. Philadelphia's city commissioners also voted at an emergency meeting Tuesday morning to reintroduce a process for reconciling ballot books while the count is taking place rather than waiting until after the count. The process has been used in the past to eliminate possible double votes but has performed in the last 3 elections without issue and is slower than post-count reconciliation. The final ballots are expected to be counted on Friday. Would have forced the city to resume proceedings. But the judge's opinion admonishing the city's decision to drop the case gave the commissioners cause for concern. Thank you for watching. Let us know what you think in the comments below.